This is a winter weather alert. You are watching 13 on your side.
Right now at 5:30, a live look of I-196 in downtown Grand Rapids, where the snow is starting to cause some slippery conditions, and it's only expected to get worse. Much of West Michigan is under a winter storm warning tonight.
Several additional inches of snow are expected to fall now through Saturday night. We have team coverage tonight, starting with Chief Meteorologist George Lessons. It's starting to get kind of messy out there, George.
Yeah, last hour has just been crazy because people are getting out of work and starting to come home, all that traffic. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Look from our Walker Tower cam. As you can see, we have maybe even some two tracks in some areas, but again, Michael will have some road conditions coming up here in a moment. But again, snow has been falling most of the day and most of the night at the lakeshore. Dennis just sent me this photo up in Howard City of all of the snow on the trees. It looks great. There's also been a few breaks in the clouds as well. Let's take a look at some of the traffic cams north side of Grand Rapids. As you can see, we got some two tracking going in some spots, wet roads elsewhere. But as you go over toward the lakeshore, where there has been lake effect snow, but it's been warmer, just some of the grassy areas starting to accumulate that snow. Downtown Holland also starting to see some snow. Over there at Windmill Island, there was that pathway. Now it's starting to get snow covered and a little bit slippery. Again, winter storm warnings for Ottawa, Kent, and Ionia counties southward. Winter weather advisories to the north, where there are going to be lower impacts, but impacts nonetheless all across west Michigan through Saturday. Winds have been gusting to over 30 at the lakeshore, nearly 30 here in Grand Rapids, so there's also some of that wind-driven snow. We've had that one batch of snow come on through. It's calmed down just a little bit, but lake effect will continue on and off for the next 2 days, all the way through Saturday night. Visibility is lowest over here in Ionia as that batch of snow moves off to the east. Here's a projection for how much more snow we are expecting between now and Saturday night. Could be up to a foot more here in the greater Grand Rapids area.
There's a lot of snow on those pumpkins.
I was just going to say that you took the words out of my mouth. So, George, the question is, how long is this going to last?
The entire event's going to last through Saturday night, guys, and it'll come and go, but the roads are now going to even get trickier. Yeah, temperatures are going to start to stay below freezing. They are in some areas away from the lakeshore. Yep, 13 weather ball is blue tonight. Colder weather in view, staying below freezing now through the weekend, and that means the snow will accumulate. 13 weather ball blinking bright. We have lots of lake effect snow in sight. It'll come and go, and now going to be driven by some wind, especially later on tomorrow into the weekend. And this view sponsored by Tullymore Golf Resort. As always, we have our dog walking forecast. Introducing Wrigley. Are you trying to catch a snowflake there? Yeah, you got an opportunity to do that this evening and tomorrow morning. It'll be kind of breezy with the snow falling. Conditional yellow paw for Tim and Carrie. I want to take Wrigley out for a walk. Lake effect snow and enhanced by a system coming out of Wisconsin. That's what we had, that brief burst of snow that came through earlier this evening. We'll get a break from time to time, and then there'll be more snow showers all the way into Saturday night before it winds down. You can see the heavier bands already now east of Grand Rapids, so lighter flurries. In fact, I looked at some of the snow falling out here. It's more like snow pellets instead of those big dime-size snowflakes. Cold front coming on through. That's what's enhanced the snow this afternoon, and that's what's bringing in those below freezing high temperatures. Overnight, you can see the snow starting to wind down a little between now and 11. It flares up again during the day tomorrow as the sun comes up, heating things up, and so we'll see bands of lake effect snow, and if you're under any one of those, the visibility could drop to near zero, and there'll be a significant accumulation. This is our models showing how much snow will be falling between now and Saturday at 1 p.m. A lot less at the lakeshore because lake waters are so warm. Not really able to get the snow to stick and until it melts there, so you'll see significantly less in many of the beach areas. But a couple miles in, you'll see a lot more snow. A long-range outlook as we end the month of November into December, still a slightly higher chance that we'll hang on to that colder weather now. Highs generally around 40 plus, and a slightly higher chance there could be less precipitation in our area. The storm track will be out west. For tonight, winter weather advisory north, winter storm warning south, just varying degrees of impacts. There'll be some wind-driven snow as well, with below freezing temperatures. Low and mid-20s up north. There'll be low to moderate impacts north and higher impacts once you get into northern Kent County and all of the southern zone, including here in Grand Rapids. High impact from the wintry weather, windier toward the lake, not quite so inland, with lake effect snow. 13 on your side forecast. we're already below freezing here in Grand Rapids and will stay that way until Monday afternoon. Sunday, the snow will have ended right around sunrise. Sun comes out late in the day. Lots of sunshine Monday into Tuesday. Wednesday, travel day, should be okay right now. Maybe some rain overnight Wednesday night. We're starting to trend that down a little bit. And then a mixture of rain and snow for Thursday, Black Friday, before another surge of not quite so cold air comes in the following weekend. Lake effect snow quite heavy here throughout the day today. Out here on the weather deck, we've had nearly 5 inches since this morning. A 13 weather ball is coming up next, but here's a beautiful shot up in Hart with some of that sun shining through the lake effect snow. Thanks, Jeff, for sharing that here earlier this evening. 13 weather ball is blue, colder weather in view, in fact staying below freezing now, so lake effect snow will continue in sight, and that's why it's blinking bright. This view sponsored by Tullymore Golf Resort. Highs today climbed up into the low and mid 30s. We were actually 32 here in Grand Rapids, and we forecast 34. 7 days in a row within 3 degrees of our forecast high. We had 3.5 inches up until 5 o'clock out at the airport today. There'll be more. Don't think we'll quite make that record, but it will be close. 7.1 back in 1989. We had that burst of snow for an hour or two that came through with some strong winds that is now east of Grand Rapids. And now we've got some lake effect snow showers that are kicking back in. They'll come and go. You can see they're starting to wind down a little bit overnight, still very heavy in the Holland area. They'll flare up again towards daybreak, and throughout the day tomorrow, just about everyone will see at least some snow, where the higher impacts will be along and south of I-96. It'll wind down a little bit here Saturday night, but flare up again on Saturday morning, and the snow will continue into the afternoon and then wind down Saturday night. So all through then, we're going to see more accumulation. There could be another foot of snow here in the greater Grand Rapids area, just depending on where those bands of snow line up, and there could be just as much off to the north. But you notice here at the lakeshore a lot less. That's because Lake Michigan is mitigating or kind of tamping down the snowfall right at the lakeshore, but you don't have to get too far inland. You can see here where it jumps up to at least 6 inches or more. So again, a winter storm warning down to the south tomorrow, winter weather advisory up north for the time being. Highs will be right around or slightly above freezing, and again, that's why the snowfall amounts are a lot lower. It's going to be windy as well. Up north, you have lower impacts, but impacts nonetheless. High temperatures at or below freezing, so all the snow is going to stick around, especially very early in the morning when it's going to be in the mid-20s, and we'll never get to freezing here tomorrow. Upper 20s to near 30, windier toward the lakeshore, not quite so much inland. 13 on your side forecast. We'll get above freezing, though, on Monday afternoon as the snow ends very early Sunday. The sun will come out late in the day, dropping into the teens on Monday morning, but 35 in the afternoon, 38 on Tuesday afternoon, 43 on travel day Wednesday. Any rain that would come in will be Wednesday night. Then a mixture of rain and snow for Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday, and windy conditions will bring in much colder weather again for the following weekend, with some snow possible Saturday night through early Sunday.